In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you every basic thing you need to know about fractions. What is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole number, and a fraction has numerator and a denominator. We have the number 3/5. This number here is a fraction. Why? It has a numerator, and this is the denominator. So what are the types of fractions we have? We have the proper fraction. The proper fraction, as the name implies, is a fraction where the bigger number is the denominator and the smaller number is the numerator. That means the bigger number is carrying the smaller number. If you look at this, this is a proper fraction. Why? 5 is the bigger number, it is carrying 3. So that is a proper fraction. Another example, 7/12. 7/12. 12 is the bigger number, it is carrying 7. So this is a proper fraction. What about the improper fraction? That is the second type of fraction. The improper fraction is the opposite of the proper fraction. That means the bigger number is the numerator while the smaller number is the denominator. So that means the smaller number is carrying the bigger number. The smaller number carries the bigger number. So this is improper. This is proper. So the third type of fraction is the mixed fraction. What is the mixed fraction? In the mixed fraction, here we have the whole number and the proper fraction together. What do we mean? If we have 1 whole number, 2/3, here we have 1 as a whole number, then 2/3 as a proper fraction. So here we have a mixed fraction. So you should know that an improper fraction leads us to a mixed fraction. What do I mean? Let's say we have 5/3. This is an improper fraction. If we should reduce this to its lowest, 5/3, to convert it to mixed fractions, we have 5 divided by 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3. So 5 divided by 3. We have 3 and 5 in 1 places. So we have 1. Remainder what? It's remaining 2. 1, 2. So we add the 2 here over this 3. So we see that 5/3 leads us to one whole number, 2/3. Let's try 12/7. This is an improper fraction. So this 12 divided by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Divided by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have just 1 here. Remaining how many? Remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remaining 5/7. So this is a mixed fraction. We have a whole number and 5/7 as a proper fraction. Do you know that it's very possible to convert mixed fractions back to improper fraction? The same way you converted the improper fraction to mixed fraction, you will just do the opposite of what you have done earlier. Let's see how to do that. Let's say we have 4 whole number, 2/3. To convert this to an improper fraction, the denominator of the proper fraction we multiply it by the whole number. So we have 3 multiplied by 4, we have 12. Then we add it with the numerator. So we have 3 multiplied by 4, 12, plus 2. That is 14/3. So that is the way we convert mixed fractions to improper fraction. Let's take another example. We have, let's say 5 whole number, 1/3. To convert this to improper fraction, we multiply 3 by 5. So we have 15. We add it to the numerator. We have 15 plus 1. We have 16. So we have 16 over the denominator. So we have 16/3. These are improper fractions. So let's talk about how to add fractions. How do we add fractions? So I'll be showing you how to add fractions. We have half plus half. Think about it. What is half plus half? Half plus half is 1. But how is half plus half? How is it 1? This is what we did. If you look closely, you see that these two fractions, they have the same denominator of 2. So once the fraction has the same denominator, we just pick one of the denominators and we add their numerators. So 1 plus 1 is 2 over 2. And 2 divided by 2 is what? 2 divided by 2 is 1. So that is why half plus half is 1. Let's say we have 3/4 plus 5/4. Or just say yes, 3/4 plus 5/4. This, we have the same denominator. So we pick one of the denominators, 4, and we add the numerators. 3 plus 5 is 8. If you look here, you can see that we can divide 8 by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So this is how to add fractions. So what if its denominator are not the same? How do we solve that? Let's say we have 3 over 5 plus 2 over 3. How do we solve this? Since the denominators are different, what we are just going to do is that we get its lowest common multiple. That is its LCM. How do you get the lowest common multiple? We are just going to look for a number that will make these two have the same denominator, be the same. What we can do is that we can multiply the denominators by the other denominator. So if we have 3, we can multiply 3 by this 5, and we multiply 5 by this 3. So here we are going to have 15 and 15. So whatsoever we do for the denominator, we have to also do for the numerator. So we have 3 multiplied by 5. This 3 multiplied by 5, we have 15 over 3 multiplied by 5 here. Not 3 multiplied by 5. We are multiplying by 3. So we are multiplying by 3. So 3 multiplied by 3, we have 9. And 3 multiplied by 5 here, we have 15. Plus, we are multiplying by 5 here. So 2 multiplied by 5, we have 10. And 3 multiplied by 5, we have 15. So since we have the same denominator now, we just pick one of the denominators and we add the numerators. 9 plus 10 is what? 19. So this is 19 over 15. This is the answer to 3 over 5 plus 2 over 3. So if you look closely, this is an improper fraction. We can convert improper fraction to mixed fractions, as I showed you earlier. 19 divided by 15. We can just have 1/15 in 19. Remaining what? 19 divided by 15 is 1, remaining 4. So we write the remainder over the denominator. So that is 15. So this and this are both correct. It depends on the option to the question and how your teacher wants you to put the answer. Let's take another example. Let me erase this. Let's say we have 4 whole number. We have a mixed fraction of 4 whole number 2 over 3 plus 5. First of all, we convert this to an improper fraction. So how do we convert? We have 3 multiplied by 4, that is 12. We add it to the numerator. 3 multiplied by 4, 12. 12 plus 2, we have 14 over the denominator, that is 3, plus 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1, right? 1 divided by 5. 5 divided by 1 is still 5. So 5 is the same thing as 5 over 1. So we have 5 over 1. So yeah, we have different denominators. How do we make the denominators the same? We multiply by the other denominator. So we have 1 multiplied by 3. So since we are multiplying this by 3, we also multiply this by 3. 3, we multiply it by 1, this one here. We also multiply this by 1. So now our question is now 14 over 3 plus 15 over 3. So since the denominators are the same, we write 3. 15 plus 14, we have 29 over 3. So this is our answer. We can convert this to a mixed fraction. 29 divided by 3, we have 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So it remains 2 over 3. So either this or this is correct. So since we now know how to add fractions, let's talk about subtracting fractions. How do we subtract fractions? How do we subtract fractions? To subtract fraction is very similar to that of addition. It's just that the sign there is different. So we are performing a different operation. Let's say we have 3 over 5 minus 2 over 5. We have 3 over 5 minus 2 over 5. We follow the same rule. 5, they have the same common denominator, so we just pick one and we subtract the we perform the arithmetic on top. 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is what? 1. So this is the solution to this. Let's take another question. What if we have different denominators? We have 3 over 4 minus 2 over 5. So here we have to make the denominators common. We have 5 multiplied by this 4 and 4 also multiplied by this 5. So whatsoever we do to the denominator, we also have to do the same to the numerator. So we multiply by 4, we multiply by 5. So we now have 15 over 20 minus 4 times 2, we have 8 over 20. So since the denominators are the same, we pick one of them. We have 20. 15 minus 8 is 7. So this is the answer to this. This is a proper fraction. This is a proper fraction. So we don't need to convert it to a mixed fraction. Let's pick dual and example. Let's say 4 over 3 minus 5 over 6. We have different denominators here. How do we make them the same? We could say, okay, 6 multiplied by 3, then 3 multiplied by 6. But if you look closely, we can still make it, we can make things a little bit simpler. We can say 6 multiplied by 1, 3 multiplied by 2. What do you see? 6 multiplied by 1 is 6, 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. They both have the same common denominator. You could have done the other method of multiplying by the other denominator. You are still going to have the same result. So it depends on what you choose. So 5 multiplied by 1 also, then 4 multiplied by 2. So here we have 8 over 6 minus 5 over 6. We have common denominator. We have 8 minus 5. We have 3. If you reduce this to its lowest term, 3 over 6 is what? 3 divided by 3, we have 1. 6 divided by 3, we have 2. So 4 over 3 minus 5 over 6 is equal to half. Let's take another example. What if we have mixed fractions? 5 whole number 1 over 3 minus 2 whole number 1 over 2. So convert this to an improper fraction. What do you have? You have 16 over 3. That is 3 multiplied by 5, 15. 15 plus 1, 16 over the denominator. We have 16 over 3 minus 2 multiplied by 2, we have 4. 4 plus 1, we have 5 over 2. So this is not having these fractions are not having common denominators. So we multiply this by the other denominator, which is 2, and we multiply this by the other denominator, which is 3. So we also do the same to the numerator, 2, 3. So we have 2 multiplied by 16, that's 32 over 6, minus 5 multiplied by 3, we have 15 over 2 multiplied by 3, we have 6. So since we have the same common denominators, now we pick one. 32 minus 15, that is 17. So our answer here is 17 over 6. This is an improper fraction. We can go further by converting it to a mixed fraction. 17 divided by 6, we have 2 remaining 5 over 6. So this is the result to this. So let's talk about multiplying fractions. How do we multiply fractions? How do we multiply fractions? Multiplying fractions is different from adding and subtracting fractions. We have 2 over 3 multiplied by 3 over 5. Here we don't look at common denominators. So how do we multiply this? 2 over 3 multiplied by 3 over 5 might also be written as 2 over 3 by 3 over 5. It might also be written as 2 over 3 of 3 over 5. It might also be written as 2 over 3. Then we have a dot in between it. A dot. And then 3 over 5. These are different ways to express multiplication of fractions. So how do we multiply fractions? So to multiply this, we multiply 2 by 3. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. And we multiply denominators. 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. So here we have 6 over 15. 6 over 15. Can we reduce this to its lowest term? Yes. 6 divided by 3 is 2. We also divide 15 by 3 also. 15 divided by 3 is 5. Let me make that better. Let me show you. We have 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. And 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. So this 3 and this 3 cancels out. We have 2 over 5 remaining. Let's talk about this 4 whole number 2 over 3 multiplied by 5 whole number 1 over 3. So here, if you convert it to improper fractions, we have 4 multiplied by 3, 12, 12 plus 2, 14 over 3, multiplied by 5 times 3, 15, 15 plus 1, 16 over 3. So if we should multiply numerators, 16 multiplied by 14 is 224. And 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. So there's no way we can reduce this to its lowest term, except we want to reduce this, change this to mixed fraction since it is an improper fraction. So we have 224 divided by 9. We are going to have, we have 24 remaining 8 over 9. So we have 24 whole number 8 over 9. Let's take another example. If we have 18 over 7 multiplied by 14 over 9. So I'm going to show you 2 methods to solve this. We can solve this the normal way we have been solving all along. So we have 18 multiplied by 14, numerator multiply numerator. So we have 252. And we have 9 multiplied by 7, we have 63. We can reduce this to 63 multiplied by 4 over 63. 63 multiplied by 4 is 52. You can confirm that. So 63 cancels 63. So we have 4. Or we can do this in this way. We can just express 8 in this form. 8 is 2 times 3 times 3 over 7 multiplied by 2 times 7 over 3 times 3. So here 3 times 3 cancels out 3 times 3, and 7 cancels out 7. So here we have this 2 multiplied by this 2, so we have 4. How do we, since we now know how to multiply fractions, how do we divide fractions? How do we divide fractions? Dividing fractions is similar to multiplying fractions. There's just a little bit different. Let's say we have 4 over 3 divided by 2 over 6. This is the division sign here. Divided by 2 over 6. How do we solve this? What we are just going to do is that we write the first fraction, then we change this sign to multiplication sign. As a result of changing this sign, we have to flip this other fraction. So 2 over 6 becomes 6 over 2. It changes, it flips. So the numerator becomes the denominator becomes the numerator. So, and we continue with what we have learned before. So go ahead and get this answer to this. You can pause the video and get the solution to this. Okay, this is 6 multiplied by 4, we have 24. 3 multiplied by 2, we have 6. So 24 divided by 6 is we have 6 times 4 over 6. 6 cancels out 6, we have 4. Or we can do this in the other method I showed you. So we have 2 multiplied by 2 over 3 times 2 multiplied by 3 over 2. This 3 cancels out this 3, and this 2 cancels out this 2. So we have 2 multiplied by 2, we have 4. So let's do 3 times dice and pull. Let's do something different. Sometimes we might have question in this format. 9 over 7, then 3 over 4. So this is a fraction of 2 fractions. How do we solve this? Add, right? You can simplify this. It's the same thing as 9 over 7 divided by 3 over 4. So you see there's nothing hard about it. So we can continue from here. So we have 9 over 7, then we change the sign, then we flip the other fraction. So we have 4 over 3. So if you go ahead to solve this, you can pause the video again. You should have 3 multiplied by 3 is 9 over 7 times 2 multiplied by 2 is 4 over 3. So this 3 cancels out this 3. Nothing to cancel out again. So we have 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. That is 6. 4 multiplied by 3 or 6 multiplied by 2, which is 12 over 7. So this is an improper fraction. We can leave our answer this way, but since it is an improper fraction, we can continue. 12 divided by 7, we have 1. 1 remaining what? Remaining 5. Then what? Over what? over 7. So right, 12 divided by 7 is one whole number, 5 over 7. So you can go ahead and treat different exercises. So this is everything for today about fractions. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscription button. See you later.